Hello, this is Becca from Willow Hill Designs, and today I thought I would share a video to show a quick and easy way to make circles with finished edges. Um, we did a circle on a hexagon with Catherine's Weekly Stitch, Catherine of K3N Cloth Tales, and this little circle has turned edges and we applicate it to our hexagon, and I thought I would share how easy and fast this method is. And first of all, you would just choose your fabric, whatever fabric you'd like to have featured in your circle. And I have a template here, and the templates that I like to use are Perfect Circles by Karen Kay Buckley. And there are various sizes in this bag, and she also has larger sizes too. I used one of these from this bag. And this is the circle, and it's a Mylar template, so it can be ironed. It's heat resistant. And so you would just place your circle on top of your fabric and use a friction pen, which is a heat erasable pen, just to draw your circle on so that you have an idea of how much seam allowance to cut. And the other thing that I would use would be Soline glue. And this is a water-soluble glue, so it shouldn't hurt anything. I've used it many times before, and it just washes away. So the first thing you would do is put your template on your fabric, and normally I would go around this with a running stitch with needle and thread, and that is a little bit time consuming. So the first thing, I'll just put a little dab here to hold this in place, and then I just take some of the Soline glue and put it on the edge of the in the seam allowance of the fabric, and I'm just pulling the fabric along the edge of the template, the Mylar template, and just pulling to make sure that there are no little points that are poking out of this on the edge of the circle as we go around. And I'm just using a stiletto that my husband made. It's just a needle inserted into a little wood finding, like a handle. And all you're doing is really gathering this fabric underneath your fingers and kind of spreading out those gathers as you go. And I'll just give that a little press just to sort of make sure that stays there. And turn it and continue. And as you can see, I have a generous seam allowance here. On the larger circles, I find it's helpful. On a smaller circle, I would use a smaller seam allowance, just because you have a much smaller area and you don't want all that bulk in the back. And just apply more glue. And this, for me anyway, is faster than stitching. And as you can see, I'm gathering the fabric under my fingers here and just making sure there's no points or anything that I don't want to see on the edges. I want a nice smooth edge circle. And continuing right around to the beginning where we started. Again, just pulling. I like to use a little stiletto, but you could really use anything that you can grab the fabric with and just pull it in and just kind of smooth those edges. And it's just really as quick as that. Let's just check it from the front to make sure it looks nice and smooth. Yes, it's nice and smooth. And I use a little steam in my iron. And I would let this cool for a few minutes, just to let that fabric set and that crease to set in there. And these are some of the circles that I've made using this method, and it just took a few minutes to make these. This was a larger one from the larger package of circles, and so you can really do all different sizes. These are the same as the one that I just did, and these are also the same size. And then small ones, I mean, they go even smaller in this package. There's little tiny ones that are probably maybe half an inch, maybe a little tiny bit less than a half an inch. But it's just easy to make these little quick circles. Looks like I have a Christmas kind of thing maybe possibly going on here. Or it could be Valentine's Day. So this is pretty much cool. And you just go in, and she gives you 3 sizes of these little templates, Mylar templates, so you could just do 3 or so at a time and let them cool and go back to the first one. And I just pop the template right out, and because this is cotton fabric, it has a memory, and I would just encourage it to go back the way it was. And then I just quickly press those edges again to make sure that it's, and I've done needle turn. I love needle turn, but it is time consuming, and if you're making lots of circles, this is a nice quick way to do it. And again, I just use a little steam, and you can steam from the right side too. And if you have a clapper, you can put a clapper on there. It's not necessary, but if you have them, it's always nice to make things a little bit flatter. And this template, you can use it many times. And when I'm done making the circles, I'll just take this and just run it under the faucet with a little bit of water, cool or warm water, and that glue on there just rinses right off, and it's good to go again. I've used them over and over many times, these little templates. But so here's the template, and it's all, or here, I'm sorry, here's the circle, and it's all done. And depending on what you're doing, what kind of a little project, if you're applying them to a square or some kind of a background. Let's see, here's a square here. You can apply it to your square. And it's just easy, fast, easy, ready to go. Just pin it down, and I like to get to the fun part, which is appliquing. And you can either applique these by machine or by hand. And so I thought I'd just share that quick and easy method for turning, having finished edges on your circle, if you'd like to give it a try. So thank you very much for joining me, and I'm wishing you many blessings, and bye for now.